fast.
Andrew Ferraro here with Team Sunny in Tampa Bay at Exit Bayshore Realty for our last video of the year. I want to thank you guys for hanging with us. We've been doing weekly market updates to try and keep up with the incredible pace that this market has been moving this year. And we've got some exciting things to cover that have happened. We've got some changes coming up that we're going to talk about moving forward. And we'll just start by outlining the craziest year in real estate. We thought 2020 was crazy. We thought 2021 was crazy. And then came 2022, where we had a lot of buildup in the market and people are trying to figure out what is going to happen next. So coming into 2022, interest rates had been too low for too long and the market was white hot. I'm talking about a dozen cars lined up out in front of showings in 15-minute increments. Like you can dress a house down in 15 minutes and figure out if you want to spend the rest of your life there or not. We had to lock the door behind us when we're showing property to make sure strangers and other agents don't wander into the property there while we're showing it. Saw a lot of cash purchases. There was a lot of cash being pulled from other places that was put into the real estate market in 2022. We saw contingencies of all flavor waived. We had offers, hundreds of thousands of dollars over asking price. We saw, I think 34 offers on a property was about the highest that I saw. And there were a number of them that were up there in the 25 to 35 range. Just a ton of offers on property. We saw buyers putting a bunch of offers in. We saw buyers putting offers in on 5 or 10 houses to see if they could get one accepted. To see the multiple offers, and I'm talking about 5 or 10 offers on each property that's been on the market for like a week or a day, all the way up through the $3 million range is just outstanding. I mean, it's just amazing. It's awesome. You know, in the truest sense of these words, it's unbelievable that the market moved this fast. This real estate market shot out of the stratosphere in 2022. It's a historic time. Those of us that were in the market at this time, buyers, sellers, agents, mortgage brokers, lenders, bankers, those of us that lived through this market will talk about it in other market cycles to come. We effectively broke the appraisal process in 2022 and it needed breaking. The fact is, the prices were going up so fast, the market was changing so fast that the appraisers who have government guidelines they have to work by were using data that was 30, 60, 90 days old, and the market was moving faster than real estate deals were closing. So the appraisers were consistently coming in off target. So they were low compared to the amount of money that the market was willing to give for the property, which is their stated purpose in life. Appraisers are supposed to make sure that the property is in line with the market. The market outpaced the appraisal process, and we saw buyers and sellers respond by completely waiving appraisal contingencies, which we never thought was possible 5 years ago, but it was definitely the norm. We saw appraisal gaps on properties. We saw appraisals waived completely. We saw property coming in undervalued, according to the appraisers, on a regular basis, again, because the data just couldn't keep up with what was happening in real life. We should see that ease in 2023. We saw inventory take a huge dip in 2022. We got all the way down to a month worth of inventory on the market. Now, a healthy market has 6 months worth of inventory available. We got all the way down to a month, and we really felt that pinch, especially as interest rates started to rise here and it sent that shock wave through the market. So a healthy market has 6 months worth of inventory on the market. And in that healthy market, it usually takes between 30 and 90 days to get a property under contract. You're looking for about 6 showings a month to get property under contract efficiently in a healthy market. We got all the way down to 1 month worth of inventory this year. We are at 3 months worth of inventory now. We're glad to have the extra inventory on the market, but we're still in a shortage. We still only have half of the inventory that we want available. The other thing we saw in 2022 was large corporations buying up lots of property as fast as they could. Now, Zillow did something very interesting this year, and a lot of realtors give Zillow a hard time for, if you're familiar with the business, for very obvious reasons. They do help the market. They are helping the market evolve and move in certain ways. One of these ways is the Zestimate tool. The founders of Zillow stated in their book, Zillow Talk, that their intention with the Zestimate tool is to accurately predict the price of every home in America every 30 days. Now, that is an enormous undertaking, and when you look at the Zestimate through those lenses, you can understand that the Zestimate is a good starting point, but not necessarily a good number to accurately determine the value of the home. Zillow started buying property and selling property themselves this year, and I believe that they used the Zestimate tool to try and figure out exactly what these properties were worth and what they were going to sell. Now, this backfired in a major way, and we all got to see that Zillow is not actually able to accurately predict the price of homes. If they were, then they would still be buying and selling houses right now. Zillow, Opendoor, BlackRock, these larger companies started buying real estate at an enormous clip and pushing retail buyers out of the way. Zillow was one of those companies that was actually buying property, beating retail buyers to the punch, and then marking the price up and selling it back to those same retail buyers. One of the things that they did to corner the market here locally in the Tampa area, specifically south of Gandy, South Tampa, most of St. Pete, the hottest markets in this area, Zillow and Opendoor went in and they bought every single pool home that they could get their hands on. So there were a couple of instances in this market where if you wanted to buy a pool home in South Tampa under $1 million, Zillow or Opendoor owned that listing. They had just purchased it, they marked it up by 20%, and they had it available for you to purchase. Nothing makes me happier than watching Zillow go under and their attempts to manipulate the market and take advantage of the end user to fall so flatly there. So I hope Zillow learned a lesson. I hope that the powers that be, the legislation, takes a good hard look at what corporations have done to the real estate market over 2021 and 22 and put some guide rails in place to make sure that large home buyers are not able to step into the market and buy up all the inventory or all the inventory of a certain type or of a certain neighborhood. You can see where this type of thing, could get out of control quickly. There are implications there where I don't believe that corporations should be able to come in and buy up large blocks of real estate. It also puts the market in a position of vulnerability. It also opens the market to some risk exposure if these larger corporations do something irresponsible and all of a sudden have to unload a large block of inventory. They could unload it on the market and we could all pay the price through market instability, and that's actually more likely to tank prices than anything that the federal government is doing right now. So I encourage you to keep an eye on what the large businesses are doing to the real estate market and with the real estate market as we move through 2023. So as we move through the second half of the year, interest rates started shooting up. It sent a shockwave through the market. And a lot of buyers and sellers kind of froze up because they weren't sure where the pattern was going, where the market is headed. Is our prices going to fall off a cliff? Are interest rates going to shoot up to 10 or 15%? A lot of uncertainty mid-year. By the end of the year, we saw a pattern emerging. We think that interest rates have pretty much topped out. They'll go a little bit higher, but they're probably not going to 10% at this time, and prices showed that they can stay stable, and I think prices will remain relatively flat over the next 12 months or so. When we look at 2023 and we're trying to figure out what's happening with the market, where is all this going, we're gonna see, first of all, sellers are gonna have to get more flexible on price and on terms. We're not gonna see offers with no contingencies and way over asking price like we had before. If buyers are not competing against another buyer directly at that time, they're probably not going over asking price. We're gonna see some stability return to interest rates, I believe. As these higher interest rates affect the price of money, the monthly payments go up in a big way. Money is much more expensive compared to what it has been in 2021 and the beginning of 22, which was cheap. Money was cheap for the last year and a half. It was too cheap for too long. And that really caused some problems here. And we're gonna be ironing those problems out in 2023. Creative finance, we're gonna be seeing buy downs. A lot of the lenders and bankers are offering buy downs of one flavor or another. Reduced refi credits if you refinance in the next 3 years. I don't know that that actually adds any value to the table. It does tell me that lenders are not expecting rates to drop significantly over the next 3 years. And then we're gonna see an uptick in buyers assuming mortgages from sellers. So the VA loans are all assumable, and any VA loan that's been written over the last year and a half has a very low interest rate. So we're gonna see assumptions be something that's on the table and happening on a regular basis that was not happening before. VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional loans are back on the table. These are gonna be competitive offers when they were sidelined before. So if you were trying to get a property under contract and you were not able to beat out cash buyers here over the last year, you're gonna have much more luck with your conventional and FHA and VA financing. I think that prices over the next year are gonna remain relatively flat. I don't see prices spiking or dropping through the floorboards. I think that we're looking at relatively flat prices over the next year. I think less property will transfer, and I think less real estate agents, lenders, bankers will be in this business than are here right now. I'm absolutely sure that we're gonna see a thinning of the herd in real estate agents. So we'll see a lot of agents come out of the field and go into other industries. Luxury properties, the pricing on luxury properties has got to flatten out, got to peak at some point here. We see the price of high-end homes keep going up and up. I think some of that has to do with the economic effects hitting the higher income class later than it hits the lower income classes. So I don't expect luxury property prices to be increasing at the rate that they have been. We're gonna see new construction be a major player, a major supplier in the market here. Going back to our 3 months worth of inventory, half of the inventory that a healthy market needs. This inventory has to come from somewhere, and new home builders are gonna help contribute to the inventory that we need on market. So very exciting year coming in 2023. If you're looking to get into the market or get out of the market, and we're all in the real estate market in one way or another, right? Whether we're renting or we're owning, we all live somewhere. This market in 2023 is gonna be interesting. If you're a buyer, you're gonna be looking at good value. We're gonna be looking at value, not pricing. Value, 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 not pricing. You're gonna be looking at long-term value, 3 to 5 year horizon at least. 10 is preferable, but certainly not 1 or 2 year horizons. If you're a seller, you want to make sure that you're doing all the things before you list that you need to do in order to capture the best possible price and get your listings in the best position for the market. So you wanna make sure that you have your price dialed in, your property's ready for showings, ready for pictures, and get good marketing out there. Get your pictures right. You want professional quality pictures. Video is a must right now. You want good advertising, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads. You need to be getting your property out in front of people. There will still be a lot of property transferring, even though things have slowed down. There are still driving factors that are human factors, that are life factors, that are not going to change. Families are still going to be formed. People are still going to retire. Folks are going to pass on. Estates are going to be left to the next generation. Families are going to grow into larger homes. They're going to need more space. Young professionals are going to come to the job market. They're going to be buying condos downtown and then homes outside in the suburbs. There are certain life cycles that are going to continue to take place no matter what the market looks like. Now, it looks like we're not going to have as much turbulence in the market than we could have had if things may have gone differently towards the end of 2022. So stay tuned for 2023. We're excited to see what happens with the market. I'm very excited to be a part of this. I'm happy to be coming out of 2021 and 22 and moving into this new phase, this new cycle that the market is moving into, and excited to be a part of what's going to be moving that market forward. As far as team activity right now, since our last video, we found the executive home that we were looking for on the north side of Tampa. Actually found a really nice home in New Tampa, got through the inspection period. We were hoping to find a pool at the property, but the house was so nice, the buyers fell in love with it. They've got the house, they're gonna close on it and do a pool afterwards. And I think that they're getting a good value for their money moving in that direction. We closed the home in Zephyr Hills that we put under contract right before Christmas. These folks really wanted to be in by Christmas, and we got the home inspector, the title company, the surveyor, everybody in place, working together, and we got that thing closed right before Christmas, and the buyers were super excited to have that available to move into over the Christmas break. We're continuing to look for a duplex in the south of Gandy area or the Ybor Gasworks area. We're looking for one of these two areas because these two areas are both growing at an incredibly fast rate, and that's where we're looking for a 10-year buy. We're also looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath block home south of Gandy at about the $400,000 mark. We could go up a little if it has a pool. We can go up a decent amount if it has a pool, but the home and the pool and the lot need to work well together. Needs to be a nice, livable property. We've got a new rental coming on market in Sarasota. This is a furnished condo, furnished to the nines. Now, this place is really well done. The owner of this property has actually been in the furniture business for 25 years, and it shows when you walk through her property. Really nice furnished rental down there on the Palmair Golf Course in Sarasota, right outside of Lakewood Ranch. That'll be coming on market here for $28.50 a month very shortly. And then at the brokerage, we're gearing up for a strong 2023. If you're thinking about making a move to a new brokerage here and you're looking for somebody that's going to support your business, you can reach out to Exit Bayshore Realty, give us a call or stop by. We'd be happy to chat with you about that. This is Andrew Ferraro with the Sunny and Tampa Bay team at Exit Bayshore Realty. Thanks for watching, and I want to wish you guys a very successful and productive 2023. We'll talk to you soon.
Fast.